What is the worst Fourth Doctor story? Hello and welcome to another video. Now I've done a few of these before. What is the worst? What is the best? And this time around we're doing the worst Tom Baker story. Now, the Tom Baker era is my favourite era of Doctor Who. In fact, I think I've said this before. You could actually take away the rest of Doctor Who, including the rest of Classic Who, and the Tom Baker era alone would still be one of my favourite shows of all time. So, I think that shows you just how much I love the Tom Baker era. That being said, no era of anything is perfect. No television show is completely perfect. So what is the worst? What is the worst Fourth Doctor story? I think there are a couple of candidates. Let's talk about them before I tell you what my personal worst is. Now, from his first season, generally acknowledged that the weakest of season 12 is Revenge of the Cybermen. Now, I once would have nominated Revenge of the Cybermen as one of the worst. I kind of like Revenge now. I really disliked it for a long time, and I don't know, the last 6 years, the last couple of views, I actually really enjoy it now. So I wouldn't really put it on the list now. Season 13, I know I've said this before, and I know it upsets a lot of people. I've never liked Brain and Morbius. I've never liked Android Invasion. I would probably nominate Morbius as one of the worst. I don't know, maybe I'll check. I mean, I haven't seen either of those for a really long time, again, because I never liked them very much. I'll probably give them another shot when the season 13 Blu-ray comes out. So who knows? Maybe I'll change my mind like I have with Revenge. No, it's clearly possible, but I'd say Morbius, but it's not my absolute number one choice for the worst. Season 14, I'd say the worst is probably Hand of Fear, and most of that is still pretty good. I think it's only really part 4 where it kind of just goes off a cliff. I don't know. Season 16, I don't think there's a single bad story in season 16. In fact, I think they're all very good to absolute classics. My favourite season of Doctor Who, period. So, no, nothing in season 16 is going to get a nod from me. Season 17, no, again. I don't know, maybe Nightmare of Eden is probably the weakest. It's still okay. I wouldn't call it the worst of anything. So, no. Season 18, I don't like The Leisure Hive. It's very boring, and the tonal whiplash from the previous season is also really jarring, and it's really boring. On the other hand, it's got Lala in it, so you can pretty much just turn the sound off and watch her for an hour and a half, and that's entertainment, folks. Traken, I'd probably nominate. I think Traken is very boring, very stagey, really kind of naff. Saved only from its own banality by John Nathan Turner's last-second insertion of the Master. It's a candidate for the worst, in my opinion. And again, I know I'm ruffling feathers. I think Logopolis is bloody terrible as well. I still say that the last Tom Baker story should have been State of Decay. Fight me, I don't care. So, Morbius, Leisure Hive, Traken. But I think the worst Tom Baker story actually comes in season 15. It has to be Underworld, doesn't it? Really? Does anyone like Underworld? I don't know. I've never really seen much in the way of anything for it. I mean, this is clearly not a Marmite one where like Morbius, where everybody loves it, and I'm going, yeah, I'm not a fan. I've never heard anybody really say very much positive about Underworld, and it's pretty bad. I'm not sure I've even sat through the whole thing, to be honest. Maybe once, maybe when I first saw it, because I first saw it on the ABC repeats in like the early 90s, 93-ish, something like that, when they were on early in the morning, and I would tape them because it was like 5 o'clock in the morning or something ridiculous. Um, I I remember struggling with that, even watching it one episode a day, dude. I'm, I think I might have made it through it like part four, watching it an episode a day as it was then. I don't think I've ever made it through it since. I usually give up about part three. Part one's not too bad, but man, it really just the awful CSO, the boring guest cast. Not even Tom can rescue this dude. It's just so boring. And I say that I'm kind of mixed on Bob Baker and Dave Martin. They're really schizo to me. Their stuff, and maybe some of that is down to the productions, but I don't know. I mean, I don't like Axos. At the same time, I don't like the mutants either. At the same time, I love the Three Doctors. Sontaran Experiment's pretty good. Again, Hand of Fear starts off decent, kind of goes off a cliff by the last episode. I love the Armageddon Factory. I think that's one of their best, up there with Three Doctors. But Underworld is just... I think it falls down on every level. Yeah, it's a terrible production, but it's not a particularly great or inspired script. It's really, really, really poor. So yeah, for my money, Underworld is the worst Fourth Doctor story. Anyway, that's it for now. Comment.